Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Dr. Yaba. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. My channel is the Money to Honey Coach channel. I talk about everything business, lifestyle, relationships, and everything else in between. If we've never met, I'm a board certified pediatrician. I'm a physician entrepreneur, a business and lifestyle coach, a lifestyle blogger. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm also an author. My book, Permanent Happiness, is on Amazon. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, please get it. Look for me, Dr. Iyabo. Actually, it's under my maiden name, Ojikutu, and search for it and make sure you get yourself a copy. So I'm here today to talk about something about relationships, right? I know I've kept you all in suspense. It's February, it's the month of love, and I definitely want to put out a lot of videos that will help relationships with women, whether you're married, single, or divorced. I just want to put out content to really help you make the right choice. So the topic of today is women. I didn't specify whether it's single, married, or divorced, but if your man has this one thing, you have to beware. You have to be cautious. It's a red flag, and you may want to run away. A lot of the videos that I put out are all basically from my life experience. These are things that I have experienced in my life, and I definitely want to help people, teach people, not to pressure you into doing what I say, but offering my guidance and just throwing it out there into the universe. And then you can do what you want with the advice. Now, the one thing, I'm going to get right into it. What is that one thing that you should run away from if your man doesn't have it? Okay, that one thing is if your man. So this video bit primarily is for single women. If you're still in the dating field, if you're still looking for somebody to marry, a high value man, a high quality man that you can call your equal partner, that will bring you love and you'll bring him love, you know, all those nice things that we all wish for in a partner. Be very careful if the man you're dating does not have a father figure in his life. Now, I learned this the hard way. Again, I want to make sure that this video is sensitive in case there's a man watching it who feels he doesn't have a father. This is why I'm being specific and I'm saying if the man doesn't have a father figure, because of course I know life happens. You may be a man who lost his father to early death and you were raised by your mom or raised by another woman. That's why I mean father figure. So you may not have the advantage of having a father in your life, a biological father, but you may have a stepfather who is just the best stepfather to you. You may have a grandfather who is the best grandfather to you. You may have an uncle, and sometimes it's not even a blood relative. I know of many men that don't have any blood relative father in their lives, but they found a really good male mentor that teaches them how to be a real man. So that's why I'm classifying it into father figure. And this video is going to be very helpful to everybody because everybody has a part to play in it, but I'm primarily putting it out for my largest audience. My big niche group is young women who are single. So a lot of the women who follow me on Instagram and watch my YouTube videos are all between the age of 25 to like mid 40s. Most of them are single, not all, but most are single. So I definitely want to help you with this. If you meet a man and he doesn't have any fatherly influence in his life, there's no male person that he looks up to that is close to him. I'm not talking about that he likes Denzel Washington, right? And he watches Denzel Washington movies. That doesn't count. Somebody that is close to him, that he can call, that is present and advises him close, really close knit, like a father in real life, not some imaginary actor that is somewhere there in the universe. I'm not saying that Denzel Washington is not a good male figure. Absolutely, he's a good male for other males to want to be like, but he's not in your life. He's not physically in your life. You don't see him. You can't go out to lunch with him. You can't call or text him anytime. So beware of that. And especially be 1000 beware if that man doesn't have any father figure in his life and then his whole life revolves around his mother or another female role model in his life. beware. Okay, I've been through that in a very negative way with my first marriage. You know, that was a big problem in my first marriage. I give all respect to my ex and his family. I've already moved on, my life is fine, but I don't want other people to go through what I went through. So especially if that man, his whole life revolves around his mother. Again, let me be careful here. I'm not saying that it's bad for sons to look up to their mothers, but it has to be a relationship where the mother is a good influence and she's teaching the man that you will get married and you'll have your own family, and I'm going to step back and I'll let you do your thing. You know, I'm not going to be influencing it. You know, it's a very dicey relationship. You guys know, you guys can relate as you're watching this. It's good for men to look up to their mothers. It's good for men to love their moms and care for them. Obviously, if you're dating a man who disrespects his mom, talks bad about her, then that's also another red flag. I'm talking about the overbearing mom and the son that has no father or father figure to look up to, and all he has in his life is this mother who still babies him, who still wants to be in his life 1000%, who wants to have an influence in the woman he chooses, who puts him on this guilt trip. Especially the main characteristic of these mothers is that they're usually single. They've been divorced from the dad of the boy, of the man that we're talking about. They're single most of the time. They haven't found another partner or husband to spend their lives with. All they're focusing on is this son or sons. Some of these women actually have more than one son, so their whole life is hyper focused on these men, and they just want to influence them 1000%. They put them on guilt trips, every little thing. They're like, but I brought you up. I was a single mom. I did everything for you. How dare you not listen to me? How dare you? So they basically want to overpower and be controlling of those men. It's that mom who's going to call his 30-year-old son like 10 times in one day, want to find out what he's doing, will ask leading questions. What are you doing in your home? Is she cooking for you? Is she cleaning? If you're in that kind of relationship now, let me just warn you, Dr. Iyabo is telling you, I'm 50 years old. I was married for 15 years and I was in that relationship for 23 years because we met when I was 17 in medical school and I got divorced just before my 40th birthday. It was not easy. I was in a constant battle with my ex's mom. Again, I'm not saying these women are bad. I'm not calling anybody bad. I'm just saying that you're going to be in a tug of war your whole married life with this woman because it's going to be like a competition. And at some point, you're going to get tired of it, because I got tired of it. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of hearing this. My mother, how dare you talk about my mother? How dare you? She brought me up. How dare you? In that kind of marriage, leave and cleave does not exist. That man is never going to cleave from his mother. His mother is going to continue to put him on a guilt trip. You're going to continue to be criticized. You're going to be the second wife. His mother is going to be the first wife. And you're just going to be miserable. So before you say your I do's or you fall in love too much, I'll tell you to run away and just go and find somebody else who has a father figure in his life. Because unfortunately for these men, the women don't bring them up on how to be a real man. They don't bring them up on how to be masculine because their fathers were missing. They don't really know what it is, what it takes to be a man. They don't know that in the home, the man is the head of the home. First of all, they don't even know about leave and cleave. They don't understand that in the Bible, once you get married, you leave your family and you and your wife become one. No, you're going to be second, maybe even third wife, because that mom is going to completely overpower his life and put him on a guilt trip. I'm sure there's many of you who've experienced this or who are experiencing it, and it's just a battle you can win. I mean, first of all, you can't even change anyone. Second of all, how do you battle with a man and his mother? It's like, it's impossible. You just can't. So I want to warn whoever is going through that now to run away. If you meet the man and all he's talking about at the dates is my mom, you may want to ask some more questions. Like, how often do you talk to your mom? Oh, she calls you. And let me tell you something, women, don't think that because this is the mistake I made. I was like, oh, you know what? She lives in Nigeria. We live in England. At the time we were in England, we may be moving to America. She's far away. The world is small. There's phone calls, there's whatever. So I'm telling you, don't think that because she can't knock on your door, calling every time, there will be some plans that your husband will tell his mother before he even tells you. It's just, you can just think about it. It's very, very tough. So if you're dating a guy like that, you may want to open all your senses and make sure you're asking questions like, how often does your mom call you? How often does she, what's your mom and you and your mom's relationship? Do you have any other men in your life that you look up to? What do you think the role of a woman should be in marriage? You may want to ask more questions to find out. But honestly, I will say, for you, for peace of mind, there's many fish in the ocean. If the man you're dating doesn't have a father figure, and you feel like it's his mom that raised him, and his mom right now is still single and she's by herself, she doesn't have much going on for her, her whole life revolves around her son, you may want to run away and look for another man, because you'll remember my words and you'd never see their true nature until you say your vows and you get married. Before you get married, they're usually the sweetest people, they're nice. As soon as you get married and you tell your vows, here comes the first wife in the marriage. So, and it happens in every culture. So my African sisters, don't think this is only because it was a Nigerian or whatever. It happens in every culture. The overbearing mother who the son doesn't have a father in his life, and there's this overbearing mom who just wants to totally control her son's life and basically be the first wife. I don't think they intend to be the first wife, but subconsciously they just want to continue to baby this guy and be in his life completely. It happens in the Caucasian culture, Indian culture, Asian culture. It's just a mother-son kind of dynamic and relationship. And I'm telling you, it's difficult. It caused me a lot of pain until I said, okay, I'm out, and I filed for divorce and I left because it was a battle I couldn't win. I mean, I can't give all the details here, but you can imagine I'm a very persistent person. For me to actually resort to divorce, you can imagine what I went through. So run away if that is you. On this video, now that I've spoken to single women about what they should look for, now I want to talk to the mothers themselves, because you may be a mother out there, right, who is single or divorced, and you're raising maybe a 10-year-old boy. This video is for you. You don't want your son to end up not getting a good wife to marry because they're scared of being around. When he grows up, women will be scared of dating him or being with him because they're worried that you will overpower them. So it is your responsibility to make sure that you find that son a father figure, okay? If you cannot rekindle the relationship between him and his father, because I know you can't change people, maybe his father is irresponsible or he's even deceased or you can't get him, find him a good male mentor. Look for an uncle you look up to or a grandfather, and if there's no blood relative, look for some mentorship organization there and look for some man that can mentor your son, because no matter how much you think that you're raising him up to be masculine and to be a real man and to be a good husband one day, it is just human nature. You're probably still babying him. You're probably still putting him on a guilt trip without thinking. So I advise you, if you are that mother, okay, that your son doesn't have a father figure, or maybe you haven't, if you've remarried, then his stepdad, you can try to groom him and his stepdad to be close and to be that father figure. But please, I'm asking you, single, unmarried, or divorced women with sons, make sure that your sons have a good, solid role model man in their lives, not just per marriage, but for every part of life. Men need to have a father figure in their lives so that they're emotionally balanced, so that they know that it's okay to show their emotions, so that they know how to relate to their wives, to women later on. It's just, and to be men, it's just, there's so many facets of it that men have to teach their sons that is missing. And in America, I believe 1 out of 3 boys is without a father figure. Honestly, it's an epidemic, and now it's starting to happen also in Africa and in many countries. men are just missing from their kids' lives. I don't know what's going on. So that's my message to the unmarried, divorced moms. Now, the next set of people I want to talk to are the fathers. If you're a father and you're a divorced father, or you're married or single, just basically, if you're a father with a son, please make sure that you raise your son to be a solid man. Raise him to know that he has to be a good husband to his kids, that he has to live and cleave, and that his new marriage, when he gets married, is number one. Teach him all the masculine and all the male things, how to love his wife, how to serve his wife, how to be a good partner. So that's to the dads. And then to the man himself, to the man who's looking for somebody to date, somebody to marry. If you're this man out there and you were raised by a single mom, and you may feel that you may be a little bit deficient in what it needs to be a good man before you get married, please find a male mentor. Okay, I'm trying to talk to different groups of people here. Find a male mentor. Let's say you're 25 and you're struggling with being emotionally balanced, being able to show your emotions, or knowing the things that a man should do. You've read the Bible, you're still not sure, or you've read the Quran, whatever religion you are. Look for a solid male mentor that can mentor you so that you can have good life coping skills. Okay, and make sure that your mother is not overpowering your life. This is a very important message. You guys that were raised by single moms, make sure that when you get married, make sure that your wife comes first. Make sure that your kids in your marriage come first. Don't let your mom dominate your life or completely overwhelm and overpower you. Your wife comes first before your mother once you get married. That's just it. When you get married, God first, then your wife next. You can read the Bible, that's how it goes. You'll just have to tell your mom respectfully, I'm sorry, mom, I love you to the moon and back. You're very important to me. I appreciate everything you've done. But now that I'm married, my wife comes first. You have to do the fighting for your wife, because I'm telling you, we go through a lot trying to battle your moms. And then this is a call out to just men out there in the universe. I would love for you men to please start speaking out about this, about how there's so many men without father figures and how it affects them from all through. Boys who don't have father figures are more likely to use drugs. They're more likely to be incarcerated. They're more likely to, skip school. They're more likely not to finish college. They're more likely to get divorced. They're more likely to have problems in their marriages, problems with their wives. So you men out there that have voices and a position in society and you're influencers, or even if you don't have a voice, please, men, we need you to mentor boys and to mentor men that do not have father figures. And we need you to start speaking up so that fathers can be more responsible and they can stay in their families and take care of these wives and these kids that they've brought to life before they jump onto another woman and start having kids. It's like men just have kids everywhere. They don't take care of this one family and this one set of kids before they jump onto another family that they want to start birthing, another woman they want to start having kids for. It's rampant in America and it's rampant in Africa and all over the world, really. We need you men to start speaking up and talking, giving tough love to men out there that they should please father these kids, not just boys but girls. But this video is mainly talking about that trait in women when they're dating. I'm advising, as a 50-year-old woman today, I'm advising my single women out there that they should not date men that don't have father figures, and the ones that have a single mom in their lives who is overbearing and overpowering, or even if she's not single, if she's remarried and she's still overbearing on that man, run away and look for a man that has a father figure. I remarried last year, April. That was one of the first features I looked for in my husband. On our first date, I stylishly asked him about his dad, And of course, his dad was very prominent in his life. His dad is going to be 90 years old today. He's English. He still lives in the countryside of England. And he's just a wonderful man. He reminds me of my own father. He's a very, very nice man. My husband speaks to him every day, once a day. He's just a very, very nice man. So, you know, that for me was solid. And unfortunately, he had lost his mom a few years before he met me. So he only has that one father. Really, that's the only grandparents both of us have, because both my parents passed away in the last 5 years. So, you know, I was happy. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. God, you have brought me an Englishman. I prayed for a European man, and he has a father figure in his life. He has a dad who's raised him from birth until 80-something years old. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. So that's my story. That's my experience. I don't want you to go through the same things I went through. I hope this video was helpful for everybody. And I'm going to release more videos on relationships this month, because I know February is the month of love. If you love this video, please like it, share it with your friends, with men, with women. Everybody needs to watch this video, in every culture, every race, because it's a rampant problem. Fatherless boys have problems, and this is an epidemic, and we need to fix it. Okay? Thank you for watching. Please comment, please like, please share, and I will see you next time. Love you all. God bless. Bye-bye.